Hi and welcome to Ocean Yemi's channel. So I'm just gonna do a quick video and gonna be able to do not gonna be able to have people up. Basically keep calling her Nzinga Prince but it's Nzinga King. So I think I've got some updates on Nzinga, but I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. So as you know, Nzinga King hair got cut because when she went to look up, the guard cut off her hair, making her feel less than. And so she's been waiting for a bit of justice to come from that, what happened to her. I mean, I've got more details on other videos if you want to go back to look at what happened to her before. So this has been going on for a long time. Sorry, got a slight cough. And so this bit I'm going to show is what's kind of in the process because it's like it's in the process. It don't seem to be doing anything. Don't seem to be going left nor right about now. Whether it's because of situations in Jamaica, I don't know what's going. I don't. There don't seem to be no end to this, and people are throwing accusations basically that she cut her hair herself and all this stupidness. So we're gonna take a look at this anyway. Hold on. Is this the right one? Oh yes. So there was a conversation about the cutting of her hair. So I'm gonna play that little bit, and then I'm gonna move on after that.
Of the security apparatus, and I'll start with you, Mr. Mackay.
And in relation to the haircutting incident, let me comment on that first. If that was to actually occur, bearing in mind that any circumstances at all that would have directed that to occur would be wrong. Um, Especially because there's a religious angle to the Rastafarian faith. It's a recognized faith, and obviously wearing of the locks and cutting it would be an act against person's religious choice. So if that occurred, hands down, it is wrong. I don't know if the case has been completely finished investigating yet, so I can't say if it really occurred. And that is, but at this point in time, if it did occur, it certainly would be categorized as an abuse.
But do you believe it occurred, sir?
Myself?
Do you believe it occurred?
I think I wouldn't want to say at this point that I'm going to say I'd buy into it actually happened. I mean, I have a lot of experience in lockups. Being, for law enforcement and so on. And I find that there are certain things that logistically are difficult to occur, and there's also behavioral practices of persons who work in lockups and what prisoners will tolerate in lockups. And I think there's some hunk of this story missing, just based on what I know, because I'm not one of the persons probing it.
Let's get Counselor.
Sure.
Do you think that we're looking at a culture of overreach and abuse, or do you think that these incidents are just isolated incidents, bad apples, as they say in America?
So cumulatively, one cannot say that these are isolated incidents because they're occurring too many times. And so it brings into question whether there are members of the JCF who are giving the institution itself a bad name. But we cannot ignore that the Disaster Risk Management Act has given wide powers so that when persons exercise their right to freedom of expression, their belief, all of this, and they confront the police and saying, I have a mask, or why are you arresting me, or you don't know the law, the response is, you're disrespectful, get in the van, and that becomes an abuse of process. And so that there is a culture that has to be investigated so that we can get to the human rights aspect of it, provide the necessary training so that we can have respect both ways and bridge the gap between the police force and the citizens, so there can be trust. That's just the reality.
Well, I feel it incumbent to say that Major General Anderson has announced that he has referred the matter to a probe and to be investigated. The JCF, along with the security apparatus, have also come out and said that it is unacceptable for this to have ever happened. Barring all of that, do we now have a culture, do you think, within the Jamaican security apparatus that is pushing the envelope just a little bit more than they should?
The simple answer to that is yes. And it can't be that, regardless, as I would have said in many spaces, that I commend the commissioner for having a probe. But that probe is internal to what their operations are. We also have the INDICOM that's doing their investigation, Office of the Public Defender. So we have many persons who are conducting investigation and collecting evidence. The claim, notwithstanding, will be a constitutional claim and certainly a civil claim within the court. So regardless of what that investigation reveals, the young lady has made a claim. She said, I have been abused, I have been assaulted and battered, and there has been no ID parade. She has identified who her
alleged.
Yeah, no, she has identified who the person she says assault. That's her case.
That's her case,
and that's
correct.
her claim. So no,
well, let's be clear. Nothing has been proven.
What I'm saying to you, in the case of a civil case, she has asserted who the person is, and that's her case.
Firstly, from human rights, the whole human rights picture, and JCF and Jamaica law enforcement, military, etc., is a significantly improved organization and significantly is improving when it relates to human rights violation. I think at this point in time, the JCF's policies and the level of probe that takes place on its members.
If I may, Dr. Mackay, if I may, you're saying improved. I understand what you're saying. I understand that you remember this fraternity. However, my question to you is, where are we improving from? I mean, if we're starting from 0 and we've gone to 2, that's one thing. If we started at 5 and we're now at 6, it's a completely different thing. So where exactly are we, and how much more needs to be improved, sir?
There's always room for improvement, but I think right now, Jamaica's law enforcement community can compare with other police forces in the Western Hemisphere as it relates to recognition of persons' human rights. That is from a criminal justice perspective. And I can think that, I don't think there is any organization which has as much bodies that actually probes its members as it relates to their actions as Jamaica does. So, and that perhaps contributes to how improved the membership carries out its duties and how well it is monitored by its management. So from that point of view, I disagree with my stand that it is a culture in the force. I think it's a significantly improved organization as it relates to human rights. Let's not looking at it dead on from that point. Now, there was also some discussion by the ISAT about the person's claim. A claim is ISAT's name for an allegation. It's an allegation. Just like he's a defense attorney and many of his clients are before the courts, it's an allegation until the judge says you're guilty or the jury says you're guilty.
So let's clarify this.
Hold on, at this point,
Ms. Nzinga is not a defendant.
Yeah, but she has made an allegation.
No, she is a claimant.
She's made an allegation.
She's a complainant.
An allegation.
Two things.
That will result.
You're misled right there.
That will result.
Gentlemen, we can't speak over each other.
Allegation that will result in a probe, or has resulted in a probe, that if it is found that that her rights were violated, sanctions will be laid. And even criminal sanctions could be laid, and that at that point in time it is tried before you come to a conclusion that the parties are guilty. So this is no different from any other case, which is why I am saying I don't think at this point in time we should be flogging anybody because we have not completed the probe. We being
point made.
the authorities
Dr.
that
McCarthy,
have
point made. I'd like to. So, Mr. Buchanan.
Yes.
The issue has been raised that by one De Aguilar that long-standing within Jamaican society, Jamaican culture, Rastafarians have been harassed, have been persecuted by not just the security apparatus, but society in and of itself. Does the JCF need a more diverse approach when it comes not only to hiring, but in understanding the variety of cultures within Jamaica?
I'll respond to this. As soon as we get to where Belize is, where they actually allow Rastafarians in the police force, then we can talk about diversity. Because currently, if you want to be a member of the JCF, you can't be a Rasta. Simple. And so that speaks for itself. But in terms of human rights training, I'm going to respond to that. The JCF needs human rights training. That is simply a fact. And if we pat ourselves on the back because we're saying we are improving, we are simply not there. The big elephant in the room is that persons' rights are violated every day. And it cannot be that poor citizens have to always go to the court to get redress because they are abused by the police force. Not everybody. So to the extent that there is improvement, the JCF is getting somewhere, but they have not got.
But you do admit that they are improving.
There is improvement, but they haven't. On the point of human rights, I've always called for human rights training. Even their policy is human rights training. Human rights is absent from the policy. So human rights training is not just saying respect human rights. If you stop the average officer, one would hope that they understand what is in the charter and that they also know their duties under the charter as a state actor. And that is what is significant. And so when we start to talk about allegations in relation to Ms. Nzinga and the result of probe, it can't be that every time something happens we said, oh, the JCF is improving, so we're going to probe. Telling the public we're going to probe and nothing happens in the end is not improvement. So we must understand that. And putting this out in the public to pacify the realities that there are abuses every single day.
So what would you
we're not going to say that the Higgins thing is a one-off. It happened.
Well, there were 3 incidences, I believe, of individuals.
3 incidents of that. But not only that is 3 incidents, there was also things put out in the media which had painted him in the light of a criminal, and then that just disappeared, a part of the 9-day wonder. And people were saying whether or not he had a right to be disrespectful and how the public wants to say what human rights are.
A conversation on that matter a few days ago.
Exactly. And so, that's just a few days ago.
Well, I'd like to get back to Dr. Mackay. Now, one Ras Ivy Tafari, head of the Cutting Edge Cultural Unity, Rastafarian group based in Maypen, Clarendon, has said that if you don't burn tires, block roads, or behave boisterously, that they don't hear your voice. With this incident, are we looking at a possibility of protests, and possibly, we already had protests, are we looking at a possibility of riots if this is not resolved? Because the irony of it is, the sad irony is that it has happened on Emancipation Day, on Emancipendence Week. So how much of a powder keg are we sitting on, or is this just a one-off?
First of all, just let me just respond to something. Are you saying that when somebody makes an allegation, there must be no investigation? Is that what you're saying?
No,
I just want it clear. So by the announcement being made that the probe is to be conducted, simply means that the allegation needs to be investigated, and this is necessary so that you can get to the bottom of what is happening. Now, and I'm sure if it turns out that something criminal occurred, then I'm sure action will be taken on it, but you have to have an investigation first, and that's another name for a probe. All right, as it relates to persons responding to civil unrest, tires burning, and so on, there is a history in Jamaica that you do get the politicians to do something about something when there is boisterous behavior, when there is civil disturbances, and so on. A perfect example was the gas riot of the 90s when they reversed the gas tax because of rioting. So I can understand the gentleman's point that if you don't do certain things, you don't get redress. But I think in this particular case, I mean, ISAT is on the case. The JCF is probing, and I mean, if General Anderson tells you he's probing something, I'm guarantee you he's doing it, and I am expecting a result from it. And at the end of the day, I think that that there will be proper, formal results that come forward from this allegation, and if in fact it did happen, somebody will be made to answer for it. I don't think it is necessary that people should get hurt and roads should be blocked and people inconveniences and public property damage, because up to this point, we don't know what happened. We have only heard from the person making the allegation and their attorney.
Gentlemen.
No, so before
Go
the
ahead,
transition,
please.
this is something I have to say, because the Rastafarians so far have had peaceful protest. They have been out.
So far,
and so
they have
and I'm going to
their
say
words.
this. I'm going to say this because this is the point when we get to what is called umpy skumpy sensationalism, and we must move away from that. We must not turn a serious matter into umpy skumpy business. Because this is not entertainment report,
Counselor,
and we
with
don't
all
get
due
to
respect, these are the actual
No,
words of
no.
the leader of the
And
Rastafarian community.
I'm saying this, and I'm telling the public that the change that we want and the change that we're looking for does not need sensationalism. And the young lady has said something, and she's getting support from her community, and there are other persons in the social space.
Support in the way of burning tires, blocking roads, and being boisterous.
And I'm
that is not
responding.
support.
I am responding to that as our attorney to say that is not necessary and never necessary, because the court process works, the Constitution works.
Well,
and so
according to Mr. Tafari, this is the only way that they think they were going to get
I'm
their
saying
voices
to
heard.
you, as a Rasta man right now, that we are shutting that down, because that is not the answer. I am speaking for the Rastafarian community, and our voices are loud, and because we're doing that, there are persons doing umpy-skumpy business for entertainment, that as if they want ISAT to come on national TV and say, I was born for this, so people can laugh. This is a serious matter.
Okay,
And
and
Nzinga is a victim, and let the court do its job. It works. I will speak for the fraternity I'm a part of, the communities I'm a part of, and the court works. So whatever the media wants to do, they can have their 9-day wonder, but the court works at the end of the day.
Okay, so we now live in a world, TikTok, Facebook, all the rest of it, social media, and the fact of the matter is that the average citizen has Google at their fingertips. They do actually know what their rights.
Sorry, what's happening here is they having a discussion about Nzinga and her rights to wear her hair as a Rasta girl in Jamaica. So what happened is there was supposed to be a probe done of an investigation done into whether her hair got cut unjustly or unjustly. And the guy in the red tie, he is speaking as her lawyer and one of the members of the Rasta community. So they're basically having a discussion on whether there are going to be more protests. If there is no end to, no end game, then they would have to protest. So he's saying that, as you heard, the Rastaman said he speaks as a lawyer as well as a Rastaman. He said how we are not sensationalizing anything. We are going to deal with it accordingly. We're not going to be burning tires down and burning up, burning up the place, basically. So he's looking at it as a lawyer, but so they're just talking about it basically in general. So I'm just waiting for them to finish their conversation, and listening carefully myself too, so I can bring on the next piece of the jigsaw puzzle, so people can, who doesn't know what's going on with this situation, can get acquainted with it. And then I'll take you back there now.
Are and are not. Given that fact, are we now in a place where, because the average citizen has the access to this information, that we're going to have more such incidents when something happens? It's like, you know what, my rights are actually violated. Are we going to see more of that? And if so, how do we train our security forces to ensure that they also know exactly what is correct and what is incorrect? I'll start with you, Dr. Mackay.
Well, I mean, the training currently given to military and police officers, and there is a crossover to some degree in recent years, especially because of the military's assistance to the police. It's quite significant that it relates to what is right and what is wrong, especially in respect to persons' human rights. I would argue that, as one thing me and ISAT agree with, is the court does work, and in majority of cases, the police are acquitted because the allegation.
Well, when she was in lockup, a police cut her hair. When she was in lockup, she was in lockup for a while. I'm gonna bring the chat back to that, because I have the video of her and her mother talking to the Gleaner about what happened to her in the, it's like the, the holding part. I think she was there for a while. Now, I don't think it was a white police. I think it was a black woman who did it. So then the what happened is, like, the woman takes it on her and she cut her hair. Yeah, yes, he took away her religious rights. So she cut her hair. On top of that, the girl went through a rape as well beforehand, before all that too. So she's been through a lot, this young lady. That's why she was able to go to the other protest too. Some of the Jamaicans don't like the steps that she's taken because she's a Rasta woman, Rasta girl. And so they're questioning and saying, did she do it to herself? After she just explained that how the woman chopped her hair, and the way in which the woman chopped her hair, making her feel like trash in a kind of a way. So in Jamaica, like I said, the Rastas has been going through this for a number of years, centuries. Even though the looks is fashionable then, now, it's still a struggle for them to keep their religious rights with children, etc. Sometimes the children can't go to school with locks and all sorts of things. It's a whole lot. Honestly, it's a lot. It's a lot to explain. But what I'll do, I'll just let these gentlemen finish their talk, and then I'll take you back to that place at the beginning. So those who's not acquainted with what happened to the young lady, then again, I probably can play it. Hold on, let me play.
What caused it? What was the reason for you to trim my daughter's lock? This have to stop.
So I was coming from school one afternoon. I was sitting in a taxi waiting on the taxi to load up. I was there sitting. I saw a young man rushing towards the taxi. He then came in the taxi and sit down. I saw two police officers coming shortly after, asking the passenger what boarded the taxi to remove himself from the taxi. He did not comply, so one of the police officers came on and draped him. After draping the man punched the police officer in his face. They were there quarreling, and the other policeman came around there and said, okay, you know, come out of the taxi, I'm going to give you something. To come out of the taxi, he removed his pepper spray and he sprayed it in the car. I was there sitting down, a lady was there breastfeeding in the taxi. The policeman behaved as if he did not care about what he had done. So I came out. I was angry because I was there observing the protocols, having on my mask and everything, and you came there just to remove one occupant and you pepper spray in the whole car. So I was there, I had to remove my mask because I was not breathing properly. Having on a mask and being pepper sprayed, you can't breathe properly. I was there hyperventilating, and I removed my mask. I was so upset because of the situation, so the policeman claimed that I had disrespected him. And he behaved as if he did not do anything wrong. So I was there. They said they were gonna arrest me for not wearing a mask. I was brought to the police station. I was told that I was charged for not observing COVID-19 protocols, not wearing a mask. On the day of court, I arrived at court. My name card, I went in. I was told that I wasn't charged for a mask. I was charged for disorderly conduct. I was there, I explained to the judge what had transpired. They did not explain to me properly what was going to take place. They did not explain to me that I could pay the fine of $6,000. I only heard when he said 10 days in the lockup. So one of the police officers escorted me downstairs where I would be waiting for the police officer to come and transport me to the station. On arrival at the Fort Pass police station, I was sitting on a bench. I was then asked to go in the bathroom to stand up. I was asked to go into the bathroom. I was there when the Miss Mitchell, Corporal Mitchell, had led me to the bathroom. She had a scissors in her hand. I did not know what was her intention, but I was there standing in the bathroom, complying with rules or whatever they said. I was there and she said, pull out your hair, loosen your hair, young lady. And I was there. At first, I didn't comply with loosening my hair. And I was still standing there. She said, young lady, you know, hear me say to remove the school shoe from your hair. I then removed my hair. She started cutting my hair. After cutting my hair once, the scissors that she was using did not cut my hair properly. So she called for another scissors. So she cut my hair twice. Because after she used that first those scissors, my hair never cut as how she wanted or whatever. But she used another scissors to cut my hair. I then bent down and take up some of the hair and I had it in my hand. I was there and then she put me in the cell in lockup. I was in lockup from Thursday night. I was on my menstruation. I couldn't change my clothes. I couldn't change my sanitary napkin. I couldn't bathe. I got nothing to eat. On Friday, my mother came. On Thursday, I got locked up. Friday, my mother came with snack, water, and stuff. They denied my mother. They did not take that visit. They denied the visit.
They took the stuff, but they didn't take the food from me.
They did not take the food from my mother. They only took the clothing. From Thursday night, I did not eat. On Sunday, my mother said she brought some dinner because Sunday is the official visiting day. They did not give me that food until 6 o'clock in the evening. When I got the food was sour. I couldn't eat the food because the food had closed up with the vegetable and everything on it. So I couldn't eat the food because the food was sour. I was there so stressed out, traumatized. A current situation had happened to me and that still had impacts on me. And in the lockup, I can't get anybody to talk to. I was in the lockup. I was in the lockup. On Monday, my mother came and my mother paid the $6,000 and I was released from lockup.
Surprisingly, on Monday when I went for her, only to see they brought a little girl to me without no locks on her head. Because believe me, I couldn't even identify my daughter at the time when I saw her. Because I was saying that why the police are taking so long to bring her out after I have brought the receipt to them saying that I paid the fine. And when the policewoman tell me that it's my daughter, I almost pass out. And me asked her, I said, "Warm to your locks, where your locks there?" She said, "One policewoman trim her." Me said, "Where the policewoman the name, where she come from?" She said, "One policewoman named Corporal Mitchell. Trim her." So, me da like some answers. Me da like to know the reason why she trimmed my daughter locks. Why was her locks trimmed? What was the reason for that? What she do? Apart from you saying that she was behaving outrageous, apart from the outrageous behavior, what caused it? What was the reason for you to trim my daughter's locks? This have to stop. It need to stop and it have to stop. And this is going to be the last Rasta one over trimming in Jamaica. Remember.
It's devastating because Nzinga is on a path of recovery from a very traumatic experience when she was 16 years old. She was gang raped, she was pregnant, she carried that pregnancy to term, and the baby died shortly after the baby was born. And that was a particularly difficult period for Nzinga. But we worked through it, she worked through it, and she came out on top of it. And then now she's in nursing school and trying to now reshape her life. And then for this to happen at the hands of the state, at the hands of the police who she should trust to help to protect her, it is really very devastating for us. And, I tell her today, she's a strong girl, she's a lioness. We believe in her. And everything in life must happen for a reason, because maybe this is the thing now to propel for us to be able to highlight that this kind of behavior by our state cannot continue. Our police cannot continue to abuse people like this. They cannot abuse Rasta like this. You understand? Rastafarians have done so much for this country, Rastafarianism, in terms of even our own exposure, putting us on the map. For us at this stage of life, at this stage of enlightenment, to have this kind of abuse of a religious symbol of a person, a part of that person's identity.
Sorry, I have to cut her off a little bit. But yeah, that's what the men was talking. That was what the discussion was about in the beginning, where they were saying that how they're trying to find the lawyer's trying to find a middle ground. He's trying to show them that a Rastaman can sit amongst them and have a discussion without blazing fire and getting on away. So that was the purpose of the video before I put on Nzinga explaining herself, what had happened to her. So they're saying that they're still going to be looking into it, they're still investigating it and all this stuff and all that, go around the houses. They've been investigating this thing for a long time. Then on top of that, I think there is let me stop this one. There is one where they're saying that how she might have cut her own hair, which is one ridiculous, I find. Not only that, like as Saida explained, I think they took away it's her religious rights. Pardon me. It's her religious rights that was taken away from her. Not only that, it's her human rights that's taken away from her. Her rights to be who she wants to be. The woman, not only that, did such an evil act. It was, to me, it's an evil act because they treated her so bad when she was there. No one has seen it. That was an act of hate done towards her so she didn't cut her own. Yeah, but that's what no. But the thing with this is right. No one's else has stepped forward, so I don't know because in Jamaica there's a lot of corruption with the police and all sorts of things goes on in Jamaica where the police is concerned, right? So this young lady, as like even she went through a lot even before this thing happened to her, where they cut her hair and all that. Um, it's quite very disturbing, really. It's taken away your identity as a person. That's what I feel from this particularly. Like I said, your religious rights, right? You grew up. She was born in the Rasta movement. She wasn't. She didn't just put it on her hair for fashion. It's just that she had sister locks. That's all. It's not the same difference, really. So the woman, yes, the woman. I think the woman hated her. I think yes, the woman hated her definitely. The levels of hate, and till now we ain't seen this woman's face. All now they haven't shown her face. I've been looking for this picture of this woman to see what she looked like. They haven't shown a picture of this woman. Everybody else has spoken up for this woman. Can't see this woman's face all now. Can't see her. So they're calling this a haircut saga, but it's not a saga. It's not a saga. So as they say in the papers, the big twist in the haircut saga: teenage story questioned by peers. Three persons who claim to be associated associates of Princess Nzinga King have questioned her claim that her dreadlock hair was trimmed by a cop while she was in lockup at the Four Paths police station in Clarendon. They told the Weekend Star yesterday that they were stunned by the media reports of a high-level investigation being launched to ascertain how to find out how King 19 lost her dreadlocks. They said that days before the matter came to public attention, King told them that she cut off her hair. All three persons has requested that the identities be protected. They said King told them that she decided to cut her dreadlocks because she saw some white things looking like fungus in her hair. She didn't mention anything about police, so it was a shocker to me when I read the paper on Tuesday that the police cut her hair. One person said a similar story was relayed by another person who claims to have knowledge of this situation. She say when she came out on Monday, the 26th of July, she started to see some white things in her hair like fungus. So there's so much to read. Yes, it is. It's like taking off a hijab, exactly. So now they're saying all these people saying that how she cut she hair, friends, uh, you know. But the way I believe the mother, because the mother went there. I don't think the mother would lie. That's BS. If they are telling the truth, why not? That's also exactly. But I believe the mother and I believe the daughter because the way she did look in the first video when it first went viral, you can tell that it cut deeply because she was in herself, you know, and and the mum was talking for her, and I honestly don't think a person can fake that, you know. I mean, there's no need to fake such a thing. But the main fact these people don't want to show no, we know who they are. Anyways, let me see if we can find. There's another one I want to find. Show you. Let me see if we can find it. Let me see. Because there was a policeman talking out. Oh, here he is. We got him. Yes, there's a policeman also have. Oh, yeah, that's okay. There's a policeman also spoke out concerning his colleague. I'm going to take out some of these things. Oops, I hit the wrong one. Anyways, let me show you this one. Let me see if we got it right so we can all see. Oh, God, the baddest something going on in my chest right now. So this man is speaking for his colleague. You know, like I said, the police in Jamaica is very corrupted. So we're going to hear what this man has to say because the lawyer was talking for her rights. And they're just proceeding to think that Rasta's going to burn down the whole of Jamaica and all these things. And you know, it's just, yeah. Anyway, let's.
Zinga's case in particular, Indicom is investigating that and we are awaiting the outcome. More broadly, however, having had the feedback from members of the organization when this occurred, what I saw was a level of concern about what was reported, indignation from police officers when they heard that the JCF in this day and age could have possibly done something like that. So much so that I am relatively confident, I'd say more than relatively confident, I'm confident that if it occurred, as said, and I said that is still the subject of investigation, that is not consistent with either the policies or position of the force or the majority of its members. And I feel pretty confident in saying that. Most of us in the force now grew up in a time where Rastafarians were an iconic part of our culture. And so there is no natural response to be anti-Rastafarian. As a matter of fact, most of us would have grown up, friends in school, friends in community, and relationships with persons who are Rastafarians. It's just another religion, and our own indigenous religion. So I can say also to that community that don't be concerned that the JCF has a challenge with the community. And if there are any concerns, they can come to me, they can come to our Inspector General, IPROBE. We have many mechanisms that we will engage to allay any concerns or fears that might have arisen out of this. Okay. The other one I want to update on is there was a case recently of a young man in St. Anne who had made a video, and there was a lot of what we consider indecent language in the video, and cursing and so on. And he was arrested. He was arrested for, from our report, for breaches, or was in pursuit of a housebreaking matter, larceny dwelling matter.
So even though there is people talking out for the Rastafarian community, i.e. police, lawyers, doctors now. Listen, let's still got that page. Oh. So yes, they are disrespecting the people's religious belief, a way of life. You shouldn't have said that. Yes, exactly. But like I said, the police is corrupt. in Jamaica. They're very corrupted. Um, so when certain things happening like this, especially to do with this kind of thing, what is going on, because like Rasta, like I said, been through a whole heap in Jamaica, considering the foundation of Rasta started from Jamaica, in fact, in a matter of speaking. Prince Emmanuel is Jamaican. Bob Marley, as we know, Mortimer Planner, who is the member, is the founder of the EWF, I think it is. Don't quote me on it, but he's one of the founders of the Rasta movement, the EWF. Apart from the Bogles way back and the other ones. No, they just cut her hair. They cut her hair, but she got raped before that. Like before this happened, she also went through a gang rape. So she went through a lot of trauma. That's what grabbed me about her story. Excuse me. That's what grabbed me about her story. She, so this woman, they go and do this to her. Like I said, they haven't shown her face at all. They have not shown this woman at all. So the gentleman that was talking before that I put on with the doctor, some kind of doctor with the presenter, he's just showing that Rasta can be sophisticated and we can talk and they can talk proper English and present themselves in a manners, like have manners, and I forgot the next one. Manners anyway. They have manners anyway. So she said when they did that, the woman cut her hair as well. No, her hair, because she's, they speak with the R's a lot. So, yeah. So people now is trying to say that she cut her own hair, which is ridiculous. Because at the beginning, the mother, like I said, the mother explained, the child explained, hi, William Joseph. And to be honest, right, I wish people will just, I wish they would sort out and investigate. Hi, Christine. I wish people will I wish they would investigate the thing properly. So I said so much wishes there. Because this woman who tried to intimidate this young lady should not get away with this, because if one person gets away with it, it's going to happen to another person in lockdown, in lockup, or however. And hiya, Christine. And to me, they haven't really done their job. They haven't done their job, and it's quite sad. So I was waiting to hear a result. That's what I was waiting for. I wasn't gonna do no videos until I heard a result, meaning investigation be done, or the so-called probe, as they call it. We see who this woman is. I know the Jamaicans, if they saw her face, they will go to where she's at. But sometimes you can't hide, because what the police is doing now, they're protecting their colleague at this present moment. She's being protected. Yeah? And this young lady has a right to observe her religious practice. Every time I try to do these type of videos, my stomach always does a craziness. But anyway, she has a right to do her religious practice. I feel, me being a past kind of Rasta, and everyone deserves to do their doctrine. And I'm glad that Real Talk about the hijab. because you cannot go to a Muslim woman and take off her burqa like that. You cannot go and take off a skull cap. You cannot go take off like as I said the hijab, because what you're doing, you're crossing their personal space, you're crossing stuff, and their community will come down on you like a ton of bricks because their community don't play. So why should this pass under the carpet? Whereas Rasta internationally, all over the globe, they have their organizations, and this is not the 19s, whatever time they think it is. It's not back old days. Rasta is very much respected, even though some of them do stupidness, but they are very much respected people. So, yeah, basically, that's what I just want to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on my soapbox, but yes. So, this one here, the United Kingdom is over. Jamaica, can this be taken to the High Court? No, they have to deal with it in Jamaica because it happened in Jamaica. It didn't happen in the United Kingdom. They have to deal with it in Jamaica. The Rastas protest, and I think they've so far they got. Hold on, I'll show you this. So far they got the change.org for her. Oh, yes, thank you, Christine. They don't get involved in these type of things. The British government, they don't. The Jamaicans have to deal with this on home turf. So the only thing I can tell people is to sign this petition. It's been out for a long time. Let me see. I think he got a little bit of updates on it. I remember seeing the updates. There's exactly this is more than 1 month. Exactly 1 month since the vicious police violation of Rastafari, and no response from the Jamaican government. So there's been no response from the Jamaican government. Let me see if there's another update. See if I can find a recent one. So recent ones. So according to this, there's been no updates. No updates. No nothing, no anything. The police woman who cut Nzinga said told her she left her heart at home when she came to work. Oh yes, evil and bad woman. She bad mind. Now, I mean, I said in my previous video, I can't remember, I said a lot in that video because I was very stirred. When I heard about this, I was very stirred. I was very, very, very stirred. It touched me so much. And her face, her look on her face alone, I was like, wow. Yeah, the woman's heartless anyway. She's heartless. Let's see. What else we got here? Well, there's not a lot of information on her this thing. Now let me play the thing again. Oops. That's the wrong one. Hold on, let me find what I was playing earlier. But this is why I put it on. Because they talk about the human rights of Rastas in the... They're talking about the human rights of Rastas in Jamaica. And then we're just beaming on that. Hold on, let me get to it. Oh, there it is. That's not... Oh, where's the sound? Oh.
Its job, it works. I will speak for the fraternity I'm a part of, the communities I'm a part of, and the court works. So whatever the media wants to do, they can have their 9-day wonder, but the court works at the end of the day.
Okay, so we now live in a
Where
world,
the heck?
TikTok, Facebook, all the rest of it, social media, and the fact of the matter is that the average citizen has Google at their fingertips. They do actually know what their rights are and are not. Given that fact, are we now in a place where because the average citizen has the access to this information, that we're going to have more such incidents when something happens, it's like, you know what, my rights are actually violated. Are we going to see more of that? And if so, how do we train our security forces to ensure that they also know exactly what is correct and what is incorrect? I'll start with you, Dr. Mackay.
The training currently given to military and police officers, and there is a crossover to some degree in recent years, especially because of the military assistance to the police. It's quite significant that it relates to what is right and what is wrong, especially in respect to persons' human rights. I would argue that as one thing me and I agree with is the court does work. And in majority of cases, the police are acquitted because the allegations are untrue. And the same thing happens with the army. So yes, there are cases when police officers are convicted, and sometimes they stand up to appeal, most times they don't. And this happens sometimes in the military and sometimes.
Sorry, also what the man was saying, he said that how right they need to recruit Rasta policemen into the jailhouse, the wherever police is. There should be a Rasta policeman, a prison Rasta. You know, that's what he was also saying before. Right, when you go to the beginning of this video, you will hear how he talks and how he talks nice to these people, to this man and the other man, because they're expecting them to do a whole heap of craziness by the sounds of it, so they can move in the big boys, the big guns and stuff. And he said he ain't about that life. So the lawyer, I think this guy, the one with the locks, is also a lawyer, and he's given his point of view as a Rastaman, as a lawyer. I don't know if I should take you back to the beginning. I mean, if you want me to take you back to the beginning, let me know, because there's a lot going on within this little video here, what the conversations. Unless people's up on what's going on, they'll be able to understand what's going on with this conversation here. And Jamaica needs to really sort itself out. The Prime Minister did talk up and sort of give an apology, kinda ish. The Prime Minister didn't even go to the girl's house. Andrew Holness didn't even go to the girl's house or nothing. And Chronix also spoke up to. Okay, I'll go forward because they speak so much stuff in this. I mean, I have to listen very carefully to Oh, is it still? Oh, it's echoing because I got the mic on. I'll turn the mic off. Hold on, yeah.
Sometimes it stands up to appeal, sometimes it doesn't. But the point is that until the court, first of all, we haven't even reached to a point where the Indicom of all people have completed their part. And we know they don't play, and we know they're extremely potent when it comes to moving against police violations. Let us at least wait on their probe. Since you're not really, since you're not agreeing that or ISAC doesn't agree that the JCF probe is worth much, well, then wait on Indicom's probe. Let Indicom say a crime has been committed, and then we can say, then we can start to crucify, even if we're not waiting on the courts.
Gentlemen, we're pretty much out of time. My last question
I
to both
wanted
of
to
you.
answer that.
Wait,
Go
one.
ahead, sure.
Is basically this. Do we need an investigation on the culture? And is it possible to move the culture of the security apparatus? Yes or no?
My
Yes or
answer
no?
is no.
Only so much time.
The human rights training is something that we need. Investigations and probe to see if we are wrong. It's the proof is in the pudding.
Dr. Mackay?
We need to investigate incidents as we are doing now. There is reasonable investigations currently.
Afraid that's it. Gentlemen, thank you very much as always.
So so it's trying to find a middle ground within all this, I think, as well. But let me see if we can find the other bits of what I was looking at earlier, because it's a whole heap of stupidness going on over Jamaica, where looks is considered something bad. Hold on, we're trying to find something. So I feel like I got to play her plight again and again, so people can understand. Investigation doesn't seem to be reasonable. No, it's not reasonable at all. Not at all. Not one bit. Not one bit. Let me see. I think it talks about the indigenous. Controversy over indigenous human rights. Princess Nzinga King locks cut off in police custody. So, this was the beginning of it. Oh, so this was the so-called peers saying that she lost her hair and all this stuff. Her peers, the so-called peers, got involved. The peers got involved and tell a whole heap of, I think they're lies anyway. So we all agreed that her peers lied on her and saying that how because she had fungus in she cut her hair and all this stupidness, which is taken away from the investigation. And I think that's why they're not doing the investigation, because they're listening to the peers. So I just thought update this little bit on this little girl's blight. I'm gonna put the change.org at the bottom of the video. Please, everybody, put your Hancock down on the change.org. Maybe if more people tap on it, maybe something will be done, because they're trying to throw the blame back her way. Jamaica is in a bad way. The people are suffering from a ridiculous amount of crime. Yes, right now it's really bad. I think that's what's taking them away from the investigation. The thing with the cult priest and everything else. The two girls that got abducted the other day. Some guy got killed in Clarendon the other day. there's a whole heap of violence going on there right now, and you're right. And yet the so-called friends have remained hidden because they're not her friends. They're not her friends. They're trying to take away from the investigation right now. I'm sure the police ain't paid them to say that rubbish what they said. It's just very crazy. And I was hoping to hear some good news about her, the how she got through and she won some compensation. I think one video said that she might have. Let me see if I can find it. I'm sorry, I can only do audio on videos, okay? Let me see if I can find it. It said she won compensation, but she hasn't. She hasn't won anything. Where is it? Did they try to discredit the girl? You know, their feistiness. Where is it? Where is it? I swear I see they said she won so-called compensation. Oh, 3 months ago. Breaking news: Nzinga King will be compensated for every single strand of her locks. So they're saying that how she be compensated for every single strand of her locks that the woman cut. There are at least 11 murders per day. Yeah, it seems like a lot more over there, Christine. Seems like a lot of killings. Every time I switch on the thing, I see something happen. But just the other day, a young man got gunned down in Clarendon, I think. He got gunned down. So far, there have been over 1,600 murders this year. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. The police is very lax. The police was doing a whole heap. We know that pastor, or the cult pastor, they didn't even do their job with the cult pastor. They was laughing at him, doing all sorts of things. One of the mans them talk out about what they were doing, how they does be doing sexual acts and video recording themselves in cars and all sorts of craziness. The police is very, very, very not what's the word? Why do I keep forgetting words? You see when I'm vexed, the words go completely out of my head. Yeah, Kevin Smith. They were making fun of him, and one of the bloggers said his words was that he should not been sitting where he was sitting. They should have had him somewhere, and when they was questioning him, instead of making fun of him, they should have and filming him. They should have questioned him. And the man that was taking him to transfer, he's new. He was a new person, a new guy or something. So Kevin Smith apparently strangled the guy. That's how the car crashed. So the police is very lax over in Jamaica, very very lax. Because even one man said that he brought up example of the English police and how they work over here. So yeah, the police is ridiculous over there. I don't think any training is invested in the police. No, there's no training. They're very laid back, too laid back. They're horizontal. They don't investigate none. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the fact that this woman seemed like she's got away with it. Well, she might be still in the same place working. Gonna do it to another person. They are lying about Kevin Drama. Christine, there's even that. I think that's not over. I reckon. I don't think it's over. It's quiet now, where he's concerned, because he's so called dead. But I think there's more to that story. But I reckon more's gonna come out. So I am just watching. Basically, I'm just watching right now because um, they tried to burn down the church. That church pathways, whatever. They tried to burn inside. So he must have had some evidence because he had files on all of his members. He had food there. He had so much going on in that place. The prophetess, I like her sometimes, but I think she should have spoken before it happened. Yes, Sadia. It is very disgusting. The police is very lax. Very, very, very lax. They didn't even block off the house. People broke into, no, not the house. People broke into the church and set fire to the church. So they didn't even secure the place, you know? And this is so crazy, honestly. I would agree. I think they should dig up the church grounds. They are, yes, that's what the prophetess said, didn't she? She said there's dead bodies there. She said there's dead bodies there. But I think the prophetess should have spoken. You know, like how RT Boss does talk about certain things. RT Boss said certain things before he died. Before Kevin Smith died, RT Boss said a lot before he died. And I think that's why when she talked the first time, okay, fair enough. When the prophetess talked the second time, prophetess divine. When prophetess divine talked the second time and the third time, she might be accurate, but she should have said things before the thing occurred. That's my thing with her, basically. I mean, she might disagree with me because she subscribed to me, but I think she should have spoken before. I think she should have spoken before because she has some information within her words, but people just look at her like she's mad because she said it after the event. And if you don't know who prophetess is, let me go and play she. Hold on, let me play one of her one that she did, or not straying from the team that we are dealing with here now. But anyway, let's look at prophetess because I didn't play her whole video. Her video cut off when I went to play it.
Last year. You resurrected the same as Satan. The man telling you deliberately, I am the devil. And you never see it coming. You don't want to get rich, you don't want to have car, you don't want to have house. The next thing again, the man carrying on him hawk. And when him carrying on him hawk, you must pay $70,000 or $100,000 per person. Multiply 100,000 by 7, how much you get? $7 million the man make off a owner for putting up on the floor to sleep. Nyamtin mackerel and 2 dumpling. Little bit of food hungry, a kilo no and lay down underneath them the kind of slavery there. You never recognize that was the devil. You never said that was Satan himself. Look how long I want in Montego Bay. Look how long me want in the big fat belly man around the computer. I repost back some of the videos, you know, so you can check it out on my page. Me repost back some of the videos when me talk from last year. You remember last year when me I do the funeral procession at Montego Bay. Me didn't know it to come. God said go sit down and allow them now. Because time a bubble, so I bubble it a bubble. You know why me come out? You have some innocent people who really want to know the truth. Because them just depend this man of God man. That man is Baphomet agent. So write it down on the live. Baphomet agent.
I have to make her live for her specially because she actually had so much information. Her and RT Boss, right? Her and RT Boss, their spiritual antennae are very high. It just people don't give them the what you call it. Don't give them the props. It is bigger. It is bigger. It's very much very big. I think what I covered, I think there's more. Like you said, there's so much more to that meets the eye. Police, everybody's all part of that Kevin Smith drama, I think. And some of what she said is true, and it's linked to here too. I think England has is linked to here and is linked to Canada where he was, where they bring him back from. Because, but they said he did, but he didn't. I don't know. You couldn't tell. Yes, it's worldwide. It's worldwide. And it's still, I don't know. I mean, they ain't talk about abductions because it was highlighted so much the last couple of abductions. They haven't spoken about the abductions since that time. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to talk about Footer Hyper and Spice because that's a distraction. Like he said, it's a big distraction from what is going on in Jamaica because there's other things going on in Jamaica. There's other things going on, but they're trying to hide it. So they bring Spice and Footer Hype forward because they know the other peoples is gonna follow, is gonna listen. And Sizzler was all involved in the stupidness, which I don't understand why Sizzler would put himself in them dramas there. That's it. I don't know whether him dead. They keep showing bag, but they don't show. I mean, they shouldn't show mortuary, but they haven't shown a burial or nothing. So they might have sent him somewhere else. He might be somewhere else. They saved him from his time. He ain't he must be somewhere. He must be that Kevin Smith. You know, so there's pure wickedness on run things on the earth right about now to whenever things done. I mean, we already spoke about Travis Scott and his drama already, so I just feel like I feel yes, police anybody, they're not for the people of Jamaica. And if there is an uprising gonna happen in Jamaica, it's gonna be very bloody, very deadly. It's gonna be horrible over there. You know, it's gonna be horrible. Well, you predicted the trafficking last year. Let me see what you say. I predicted the trafficking last year when I was hearing about all the missing young women and boys with the missing body. Oh, yes. I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about that one. Jamaica's a beautiful island. They are so productive over there. Pardon me, they're so productive, very productive people. You know, they're right alongside Trinidad. They're very productive. It's not all, like people look at Jamaica like marijuana and Rasta. It's not all about that, but that's one of the traditions of the island. But there's a lot more to that island. I know there is, even though I haven't travelled there myself, but I see that there's a lot more to it. And you know, I just feel that they need to take this thing more seriously with this young lady here. I really do think that. You know, that's why when I see her, when I see her protesting about the lockdown in Jamaica and people's there taking the piss out of her on top of it, saying that they're gonna kill her and all this foolishness. Why would you say that? It's madness. Malcolm X said there can be no revolution without bloodshed, no freedom. Yes. Like I said, even some of these people, we used to talk about the peoples over here. Yes, they are very resourceful, very, very resourceful, very. They turn any little thing into something. I said the ones now who are in the conscious movement, will they die for the people? Will there be a Huey P. Newton, Malcolm X? Will they die for the people? Because they ain't gonna do it. I always said that. I always say that. But yeah, Jamaica, one Unstoppable said, if certain things don't move, Jamaica will burn down. So Rasta and Baldhead, or as they say, will be in there doing what they have to do for their rights. Because they're rebellious people. They come from Nani of the Maroons, which is Ashanti blood. Who's weak, Sadia? Who? Who's weak? The people. Them. The people coming up now. The ones who will not lay their lives for the people. It's the people who's gonna do the talking, the walking, and the talking. And Jamaicans, they are born off that yoke. They're rebellious people. They don't sit down and take shit from nobody. Yes, there is something special about them. Who's that? Oh, I'm waiting to dry my duvet. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. I talked it up. Yeah, so yeah, the conscious community, they are not going to die for the people. They are not going to die for the people. It's all about looking the part right about now. That's what I see, anyways. But the Jamaican people, yeah, they definitely have something special about them, you know. I was looking at that movie of that guy that I told, the chat about Richard Brown, and some next Jamaican movie. There's something special there, you know. So the politicians of Jamaica need to get their shits together and deal with certain things. Rasta deserve to be have rights as well as any person in Jamaica, because Indian and Chinese can set up there, make business. To me, so yeah, yeah, the conscious community is weak. You're right there. So boy, no, we have to just sit and watch the ride in it. But for Prophetess Divine, I think I'm gonna have to do one video for her. I think I uploaded it already. A bit of her already. I didn't play the whole thing, but she says a lot. This old video of her here, she says a lot. So yeah, that's all we can say upon the team. Yeah, but there's other people that's in Jamaica now, because they got the Yahwehs in Jamaica now. They got Nation of Islam in Jamaica. They ain't got the Moorish temple in Jamaica. They got a few fractions in Jamaica. I think there's 3 fractions in Jamaica, apart from the Rastas. True Rastas are yeah, they are peaceful people. Very peaceful. So, boy, I don't know. Yeah, they are all small communities. Yeah, there is. True. True. It's okay. I got you. I know what you're talking. I know what you say. Yeah, but boy, this thing here is sad anyway. With this little girl here. I'm trying to find something else. Hold on. Oh, I didn't even that one. Jamaicans have been deliberately being stabilized. Can't even read properly. I'm sorry, I can't read. Yes, but I agree with you anyway. Cause I know what you'll say. I understand. Just like, bruh, this, 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 this thing really, it irks me when I look at this girl, this little girl. I can't even find the other video where she's doing her performance. Oh, there she is. I found it.
Gun down in the streets, you don't know who's weak. Judgment I go back, if you know no talk. Judgment I go back, if you know no talk. Pie, pie, Lord, I want to see now the dark. This a little youth, I want my child prove my youth. Person no make me dark. No, 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 no. Me say please stop it, pop it, drop it, broke it up, stop it. Pop it, drop it, rock it up, rock it up, rock it up. Yes, I am. When the very I see
Yeah, we spoke about the portal at Travis concert. Jamaica has opened a portal that needs closing. Oh gosh, they have so much portal that need closing. It's unreal. It's unreal, honestly. The day I sacrifice people, children. So I just show her doing her little performance, what she did at the protest, to show the strength of this young lady. And I am definitely gonna put the. I don't know why I keep forgetting words today. The petition. I'm gonna put the petition under the video because certain things we have to press the petition and sound our voices. I am Jamaican parentage. I follow closely what's going on over there. Yes, you have to follow what's going on over there. You have to keep watch what's going on over there, literally. I find myself doing it too, and I'm not even from them parts there. So I know what you mean by that one. Things might change for the better, but the Prime Minister is useless. He's worse than Rowley in Trinidad. He's worse than him. Annoying people. They're very annoying. Rowley does a whole heap of ass. He doesn't do nothing for Trinidadians. And I think the reason why I don't talk about Trinidad a lot, because some of this stuff, they show sometimes they show the nice side of Trinidad. They don't show what really was going on. You hear about the odd deaths. There's a lot of deaths in Trinidad right now too. You have to watch how they do Blacks Global. Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Both agree. I agree with both of you guys. But yeah, Rowley in Trinidad playing the arse too. Andrew Holness is playing the arse and Rowley. Yes, Andrew Holness he's ridiculous. But Prophetess Divine was bigging him up. I don't know why. I don't know why she big him up so much. She big him up, big him up, big him up because he a Zion revivalist, which I've known to do. His doctrine, his religion is a personal thing. It's not nothing to be whatever put out there. Sometimes, you know. Not me saying that I put out the E for music, but yeah, Andrew Holness he's not doing a very good job in Jamaica. He's not. So, you know, it's just so sad. Like I said, there's so many great countries in the Caribbean, and these stupid prime ministers don't do nothing for the to make their country better. They look to England for everything, well, most things. So, boy. Anyways, I'm gonna come off now. I saw him in the vision last year of Andrew Holness. I've not revealed this publicly before. You did. What was the vision? Or can you say or can you not say? Because them people ain't doing nothing for the country. They're not doing nothing. They're not doing nothing. He wanted to lock down Jamaica like England, like Europe. He wants to lock it down like that. It's craziness, pure craziness, honestly. And I sound so fed up because it's just ridiculous. It's like people, well, I say black people. It's like we can't be happy nowhere. We're not allowed to be happy anywhere. We can't live and be happy and peaceful. I mean, fair enough, right? It's a fairy tale, maybe, but can we not just be somewhere happy, work amongst ourselves? It's just ridiculous, anyway. You know me, I'm gonna start do that because I'm just like, we have so much talent and everything, so much talent. We have so much wisdom, knowledge, everything. We know about herbs, we know about healing, we know about. We're knowledgeable. He came to my face directly and he showed me he was full Chinese, and I told my friends and family he would sell out for the. Oh, Ross, that's deep, Christine. He does look like he have Chinese in him, you know. He looks like he have something. He reminds me of Tiger Woods a little bit. I didn't even know who he was until when Nzinga team come up. I think, yeah, when Nzinga team come up, that's when I see him properly. I didn't see him. Never did see this man. He does look like he have a little bit of Chinese in him. So, bruh. Anyways, let me come off of this thing, yeah, because I just thought I'll bring an update. It's not much, but it's something. What's I had one of Donald Trump? Yeah, the Donald Trump one. No, Donald Trump's. Don't get me started on Donald Trump right now, yeah. Don't get me started on Donald Trump. Oh, man, Christine, man, don't. Donald Trump is a whole nother conversation altogether. Yeah. So I'm gonna come off because this is one of those situations where hopefully she will get her justice. Well, I want her to, not hopefully. She will get her justice. Split tongue. He had a split tongue. Oh, you're a snake. But didn't El Bay said, was it El Bay? No, I'm thinking of David Icke. Because they said that they were reptilians from before. But like I said, that's just a whole nother conversation. When I do the open panel, you have to come up and talk about it. You know, you have to talk, Christine. You can't be in the chat. You have to come on the open panel and sound your voice, okay? Like Saida does. Saida comes up and she talks. Real talk come up and they talk. Yes, because they're reptilians. They are reptilians, really they are. But it's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother wormhole to go down now, right now. That's a whole nother wormhole, literally. That's a whole nother chat. That's a whole nother discussion. I must start doing movements. That's a whole nother conversation altogether. Talking about them reptilians. Yeah, you need to come up. When I put out the link, Real Talk, with Real Talks around, she needs to come up. Miss Wise need to come up. Trips, Ramel, definitely. Who else? Optimus Prime, he I know he would jump up to these conversations. This is on Optimus Prime's thing too. Lordship, definitely. I know Lordship has a lot to say. I know he has. I know Lordship have a lot to say. Lordship and certain ones who's awake. Because this is a time where people who is awake need to come together. I just come from Sister Amazon tonight, and that was very eye opening. She's very good. She reads energy. She's really good. Yeah. So we the people have to talk. It's like FIFA Vendetta in it. When the people come out with the FIFA with the anonymous mask and take a stand, you know. But you need to sound your voice, Christine. You know, when I put out the link, you need to come up and sound your voice, okay? Because these conversations need to be had. Because there's loads of panels opening up all over the YouTube spectrum, and there's loads of conversations being had. And with this certain situations, no matter what part of the globe we sit at, right, we have a voice. It don't matter. We don't need to know your personal ins and outs, whether you got money, We don't need to talk about that, right? We need to talk about what's going on with us as a people. And when we see people talking in comment sections as well, like today, I see somebody turn up in a Peckham Finest comment section talking about where's the white people in the comment section. So I was really nice to the guy, to be honest. I mean, I could have said worse, but there is not a lot of black programs that reflects black excellence in 2021. So to me, I don't know what is the problem. That's like me saying, why isn't there loads of black people in Made in Chelsea or whatever? But anyways, I don't want to digress. I don't want to digress because I watched Made in Chelsea and I watched Towie, and there was one black person in Towie, one black person in Made in Chelsea. So I don't know what's the argument. And I see people writing in and complaining. You notice when programs come out to reflect what's going on in certain areas, it's always gang. We watched something today and it was gang related. It's quite sad, to be honest. There's more to us as a people than that. Single parents and this one. Like, we're so much bigger than that, honestly. We are so much bigger than that. So that's how I think anyway, personally. That's my opinion anyway. But we don't take control of certain things. Who's that? Who's mixed face on Towie? No, there was one black guy on Towie too. There was one black guy, I forgot his name. You're talking about Made in Chelsea. Made in Chelsea, she's mixed. She's like Indian or something. She looked like she mixed and she has straight hair. I know you're talking about though. Honestly, we got the conversation's wide. Even the Americans, they're going through a whole heap of stuff. The boy get off, but anyway, I was expecting that anyway. That's why we never talked about it. I knew that was going to happen. The next one I want to is the one with the guys where they try to where they said the guy was teething in the area and they shoot the boy down. Oh, Made in Chelsea's, they're just glossy. They're like glossy people. But it's like I knew he was gonna get off. I just knew it, innit? So I didn't bother watch it, to be honest. I didn't watch it because once you know whatever, you don't when you watch it, you're kind of expecting what's gonna happen in it. So I didn't see the point of talking about the guy getting with the gun, whatever. Everybody have their own opinion on the situation. Me personally, I'm not talking about that because I think I saw that one coming. Oh, you start watching TV? Yeah, but you can watch it online though. So yeah, was it Al? Is it Albrecht? The guy, the boy who was jogging, and the two men shoot him. I think their trial finishing soon. I'm not sure. I'm not really following it because I know what they're gonna say. Pointless following it. It's like you know what's gonna happen. So I'm not expecting much. So like I said, I knew the boy was gonna get off anyway. I knew it. So but yeah, but it's 3 o'clock, and I'm gonna come off. I think I'm gonna do an open panel tomorrow. I'm supposed to do on the indigenous people. Yeah, the indigenous people. I think they're indigenous, isn't it? No, in America. There was a trial. There's two trials going. There was two trials going on. One happened and one still happening. With the boy where he was jogging and the people them took it upon. Oh, did I move out? Oh no, they shot him because they said that people was robbing houses in that area and they shot him. And yeah, so yeah, I'm not really expecting. Maybe they might go down. Who knows? Well, they might surprise me. Who knows? But I'm not really expecting much. To me, if I was the Americans, I won't be expecting. They might get off. To be honest. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna come off because it's 3 o'clock now. Now I know how much I'll not even check how much hour we are on this thing because I can't even read. I don't understand this thing. So yes, that one. Yes. So I can do the open panel tomorrow around this 10 p.m. onwards when the baby goes sleep. and we can chat about it because there's a lot to talk about. And those in America, their spectrums, they have wider spectrum more than us over here on a lot of things. And when it comes to indigenousness and certain things, they have some kind of greater or wider scope on certain things. Maybe because they're in the fire directly. I mean, we're in the fire, but they're in the fire proper. And yeah. So, oh, Christine, did you hear about young Pharaoh? Did you hear about young Pharaoh, Christine? My guy got arrested. So it's just so crazy. Anyway, it's crazy. But yes, but what when I do the open panel probably tomorrow. If I haven't done the Gullah Geechees tomorrow, I'll do the open panel later on. But I'll most probably try to do the Gullah Geechees early and then do the panel later on in the evening, so the Americans can get their 5 cents in. Because yeah. I wish some Jamaicans would turn up on my chat as well. You know, the ones from Yard, because they can give what's going on over there a bit more information closer to the ground. You know, because the bloggers are good, but you need them. Sometimes you need more information. So yeah, but yeah. So I'm gonna come off and yeah, crazy. So I'm gonna come off anyway before we slip into next chat, you know. So I'm gonna put up the petition underneath this video, and everybody just press the petition, do what you gotta do. Like the CPS, the legal kidnapping, everybody get in there and press it and put your 5 pence in there, your opinions in there, whatever you gotta do. You don't have to donate. Yes, that's what I really want. I really want some people from down on the ground. Honestly, I do. I need them people there, 'cause then they can tell what the real what's going on, and then yeah, then we just take it from there. So I'm gonna do the Gullah Geechees tomorrow. That's just a short video. I won't be saying much, I don't think, but I might do it tonight, this morning. I don't know. Yes, you can sign in the US too. Yes, you can do it. You can. It's like the CPS legal kidnapping thing. Anybody can sign it. So I'm gonna put it up under the video. Sign away, basically. Sign away. Yeah. So I'm gonna come off, okay, and then till open panel probably tomorrow. If not, when I pop up, people pop up. When I do the open panel, people just reach and we just take it from there. Hopefully the young one will be sleeping, hopefully. Okay, so I'm gonna come off now. Thank you everybody for coming. Let me see who did it. So Saida. Real talk. Lordship. Oops. William Joseph. That part. That's so yes. Just try. And even if you can't, you just comment comment underneath side. They'll give you 5 pence and your 20 pence and your 20 cents and your dollars. No? And what's the next thing? I might put up the cash apps as well. I don't know whether I should do it, but I might put it up so I can add more to the platform. I want to add more to the platform. I really do want to do more with it. Yeah. Yes, so thank you, Christine, and everybody that come through. Have a good night, a good afternoon. Well, good night, good afternoon. Until next live. And even and when if I'm doing short ones, I'll let you know. So you can just say hi and whatever, and I'll just continue with the build. Okay, so yeah. So with that said, I'm going to go. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, and I'm gonna put up the change.org under this as soon as I come off, and I'll put on the change.org, and people just get sign in, and hopefully she'll get a positive outcome to this thing, so it can be in her favor, so she can get what is due to her. So yeah. Yes, good night, peoples. Good night. Thank you. Even those in the bushes is fine. You lot can drop out anytime. But yes, so yeah, have a good night. Okay? Alright. Yeah, I wanna add some more stuff. I wanna be able to play music on here, but that's just a whole nother thing. There's so much I wanna do to it. So much, but in time, innit? Everything in time. No rush it. So yeah, with that said, yeah. Oh yes, and the ancestral prayer as well. People can turn up to that, because then you can just come on and say your personal bits or whatever you want to say or whatever. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So yeah. So with that said, yeah, I'm gonna come off now. So I'll see you.